The following may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Three persons in custody and car seized following murder of bank employee in church. 3 persons of interest have been taken into police custody in relation to the murder of Andrea Lowe Garwood at a church in Falmouth, Trelawny on Sunday morning. In confirming the developments in a tweet, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, also said investigators have seized the vehicle that was used to escape the scene of the crime. The 3 individuals in custody are to be questioned by investigators as the probe into the shocking development continues. Lowe Garwood, a 51-year-old bank employee of Danieltown in Trelawny, was shot dead during a service at Agape Christian Fellowship Church in the parish capital at about 9:30 a.m. Further reports are that Lowe Garwood was participating in a worship session when a man who was posing as a member of the congregation walked up to her and shot her several times. The shooter escaped in a white motorcar but reportedly left behind a cell phone, which investigators are now scouring for clues. Lowe Garwood was assisted to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. A motive for her killing has not yet been disclosed by the police.
Viewer discretion is advised.
$2.8 million bank robbery in Mil Bank, Clarendon. Detectives from the Mil Bank Criminal Investigation Branch, CIB, are investigating the robbery of a People's Cooperative PC Bank on Gordon Street in Mil Bank, Clarendon on Thursday. Reports are that 3 men entered the bank posing as customers. A firearm was then brandished and the men forced their way through interior doors of the building into the vault, from where they took $2,855,000 in cash. The suspects also removed an undetermined sum of money from 2 cash registers, along with a cell phone. The men also relieved a security guard of a firearm. The robbers then escaped in a grey motorcar. It was the second major robbery of a PC bank in central Jamaica in recent times, following a similar armed incident at the Old Harbour PC Bank in St. Catherine, approaching the end of the year holiday period in 2020, during which millions of dollars were also taken. The incident on Thursday also occurred relatively close to the location of the dreaded robbery and hostage-taking incident in Maypen some time ago, when heavily armed men robbed the proprietors of a supermarket and defied the efforts of police personnel to stop their exploits on a Sunday morning. That incident was dramatically captured on video, which went viral on social media. At least one police officer was seriously injured in that encounter. He was shot multiple times but has subsequently recovered and returned to active duties. China is now using anal swabs to test for COVID-19 in high-risk groups. China has introduced a new method to test its citizens for the novel coronavirus COVID-19. According to Bloomberg and the Washington Post, who cited local outlets, China is using anal swabs as a means of COVID-19 testing for patients considered to be high risk. The country is also continuing to use throat and nose swabs. The anal swab method reportedly involves the insertion of a saline-soaked cotton swab about 3 to 5 centimeters or 1 to 2 inches into the anus, with a sample then tested for active traces of the virus. Li Tongzheng, Deputy Director of Respiratory and Infectious Disease Department of Beijing Yuan Hospital, said in a recent interview with state television that the testing method was introduced after research showed that traces of COVID-19 can be found longer in the anus than in the respiratory tract. If we add anal swab testing, it can raise our rate of identifying infected patients, Tongzheng said, per the Washington Post. But of course, considering that collecting anal swabs is not as convenient as throat swabs, at the moment only key groups such as those in quarantine receive both. Some Chinese citizens have already experienced the new method of detection. Last week, over 1,000 school children and teachers in Beijing were given anal, throat, and nose swabs after one asymptomatic virus case was detected on campus, local officials said. According to Bloomberg, passengers on a flight from Changzhou to Beijing were tested for COVID-19 via nose and anal swabs on Monday after officials learned that someone on board the flight was from a high-risk area. Alex Wang, 21, told Vice World News that he underwent 2 anal swabs back in September at a quarantine hotel after returning from Australia to his hometown Weihai, located in the eastern province of Shandong. At first I was shy, Wang said of the process, which he said involved 2 nurses and lasted a few seconds, but I understood the country was under pressure to prevent outbreaks. Yang Zhangkai, a pathology expert at Wuhan University, told China's Global Times that nose and throat swabs are more effective at detecting COVID-19 than anal swabs. There have been cases concerning the coronavirus testing positive in a patient's excrement, but no evidence has suggested it has been transmitted through one's digestive system, Zhangkai said. Wuhan, the largest city in Hubei and the most populous city in central China, is the original epicenter of the novel coronavirus and a major transportation hub that allowed for the virus to spread easily to other countries. According to a New York Times tracker, there are more than 100,227 reported cases of COVID-19 in mainland China, while at least 4,635 people have died from the virus.